Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, it's going to be a hot topic. It's going to be a topic about why we get angry whenever we hear a negative feedback. Maybe not just angry, maybe why do we feel negative emotion whenever we receive or hear something that is not very pleasant about us. I will cut straight to the chase. The reason why you have a negative emotion about it most of the time, this is a hard truth that I have to swallow as well. I just want you to reflect back a recent time that somebody said something about you, or you hear something from someone, or you read something. It could be anything, or just receiving a critique about your work, or about your appearance, or your character. Just any form of feedback that recently has caused you to feel a little bit down, upset, angry, defensive, basically negative emotion. Now let that sit. We all have those moments, and it was an eye-opener when I learned in psychology that whenever you have this kind of reaction, like a negative reaction, it's actually like a sore spot that you already have. You unconsciously, right, know that there is some truth to it, which is why you get angry. Now, scientifically speaking, what I've read in the research is that because we have a part of our brain which is called the amygdala. Amygdala. Sounds so exotic, right? The amygdala is our brain's emotional center. It is a center that regulates emotion, right? Whenever we hear something like that, and I think in today's world where people are not so into feedback, people are more introverted, and people are all on social media trying to get validation. So whenever they see something challenging them or something that they don't like or did not expect in a negative way, the amygdala will have like instant response of fight or flight. So it's either I'm going to get defensive or get angry, I'm going to have some reaction to it that's negative, or I'm going to flight. I'm going to disappear, I'm going to withdraw, I'm going to isolate myself, I'm going to avoid the conflict and remove myself from it. The fight or flight is really like signaling to us that there is a sore spot on ourselves, and we know that there is some truth to it, which is why we have such a response. Typically, when somebody make accusation of you or give you a feedback that you genuinely do not resonate or do not relate to, it's just, wow, that's to my surprise, I did not know that. Typically, it's not a negative or positive response. I think it would be crazy to say that you are actually happy listening to negative feedback. I think there's some people who are like that, or some personality types. Very rare, I think. But I think it will be more of a neutral response, of like a surprise, like, oh, I did not know that. Maybe a few seconds later, be a bit more appreciative, saying that, okay, I did not know that I have a blind spot. I did not know that I have caused you to have that experience, or I did not know that there was a side of me that has to be improved. I'm here to learn. You'll be more open. Eventually, hopefully, you will feel more optimistic. I think that you will see a lot in TV shows, or even people talking about it. Sometimes people make accusations about you. Let's say you are actually a very caring, nurturing person, and then because some people like to judge people based on what they see and not what they actually experience, so they will say things like, oh, you are just a harsh person, you are a bad person, you are rude. And then you're very surprised. But then if you actually get upset about it, you know that there's some truth to it. Because the truth is being exposed, because your body, your brain is trying to fight or flight, it obviously knows that unconsciously you have done something to have created or contributed to the statement that the person has given you. So basically, our brain interprets this as the criticism as something that they are being attacked, which is why you end up being defensive. So I think one good practice that we can incorporate is when I got to know MBTI, when I learned about depth psychology and really trying to understand my personality type, I was very much exposed to my blind spot and my inferior function and my shadow function. The side of me that I've always felt it's there and then I didn't really want to address it is avoiding the part where it feels uncomfortable. It's like opening a wound that you're like, ugh, it's better to not see it short term, but then the wound will grow and you're not attending or healing the root cause or trying to deal with your own darkness. Then it becomes very difficult for you to deal with other people's darkness. So that's another topic. So one thing that would help is if you want to practice this part, you want to be able to take in criticism and become more resilient, a character that is strong, that is able to improve and become very progressive and grow, you need to really understand yourself. The journey of understanding oneself, it's, I think, lifelong. We change, we evolve, we adapt, and therefore it's going to be a continuous process. It doesn't mean that one time you pay for MBTI assessment and then you took your test and then you're like, oh, I am this, I know a personality, or if you do Enneagram or whatever personality tool out there that you decide to do, you know yourself and then that's it. I think that is when the pitfall is at, because you kind of stop learning about yourself and your self-awareness stops. So I think it's good to weave into your weekly or monthly practice of wanting to check in with yourself, trying to read up about your personality type, maybe get a coach that can actually give you perspective on your blind spots and then work you through, give you questions and coach you to help you to deal with areas that you're not very comfortable with on yourself. So this way, you're preparing yourself, rehearsing yourself so that when people actually give you negative feedback, you are not going to be at that fight or flight response. First things first is because you know your weakness and your blind spot so well, you would try to consciously not showcase it. You will try to work on it and improve on it, right? But here's the caveat though, there's always weakness, there's always going to be blind spots. So it's something that you need to be okay with, right? Nobody is perfect. So that perfection thing is, again, a flaw. So when you're very self-aware, when you know yourself so well, whatever criticism that's going to come your way, whether it's true or not, you are going to be more accepting. You're going to have less of that fight or flight kind of reaction because you're not surprised in a bad way. You're not going to defend it because you know that, yes, I'm very aware about myself. I can be assertive, whatever that the trait that the person has given you the feedback. But because you're very consciously aware of it and you actually take action to work on it, perhaps you will actually minimize the negative feedback that's going to be given to you. Anyways, guys, I hope that you found this useful. Let me know if you have any other topics that you want me to go into. I'll be happy to look at it. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.